Hello guys, this is Behemoth here, and this is another replay from the subscribers base. It is a geetje, or good job for some other people. And let me make the map a whole lot bigger. It is in the Jagdpanther II, and he said it is his ace tanker badge. Now if the battle wants to start, there we go. That would be mighty fine if that was the case. Anyways, this game in the Jagdpanther II is actually quite nice. There's a lot of base experience, so look forward to that. And it is a 10-9 game, and there are some special guys on the enemy team, especially the IS-8, so keep an eye on him because he is the top tier heavy and it is an IS-8, so he could potentially do quite a lot, but he doesn't, and well, we're just gonna see why that is, because he is rushing through the middle, and in some cases it's quite alright, but rushing through the middle in an IS-8, as long as you stick to the buildings, there's potential that it can be quite alright, like the T-29 does. He's sticking to the buildings, but this IS-8 just doesn't. He sits in the open and just sits still. He shoots once, completely misses it. He hits the hill in front of a good job, and well, just because of that, he's still not moving. I have no idea why. You've been shot once by a big gun, a gun that does potentially about 490 damage, and it is extremely accurate, it is very accurate. And then you just sit still because, hey, why not? And there was a little bit of frame rate droppage right there. The object 416 comes forward and he completely just moves backwards the same way because he got shot a couple of times in the face, and now he's only on 192 health. He sees an opportunity to fire, but he does expose a bit of his quota, of his third even, and just gets taken out very quickly right after. T-4-1 without a fire kit completely burns up. Not even waste a shot on that, and good job, waste a shot on that. I think it would have been fired out completely, or burned up completely, if he didn't fire at all. So potentially that could have just kept the shot for the STI, or the ST1. I call it STI because it sounds cooler. STI is over there and it doesn't want to come out of this rock, but there's a T-29 in this rear, which we can potentially hurt quite a lot, kill him even in one shot. But he is behind the building, so just gonna wait on that. The T-71 is on the building, but the IS-8 is still in the open. A very juicy target, potentially very dangerous gun. But IS-8 completely in the open, sitting still, not moving at all, just firing away at a target that he might potentially just... Ooh, that one just went underneath him. I think he's firing at the 110. Let's just look at that. He's looking at the 110, but the 110 is just... He's in a ditch and it's from wrong range, so it's not going to happen that he's gonna penetrate that or hit it even, and he gets taken out very easily. T-29 over there gets taken out by the Panzer Soufflé. Probably still immune for some people. SDI and IS-3 coming from the right side. And quite a lot of guys actually over here, but good job being in a pretty good position. You can fire down upon the SDI and other potentially dangerous targets. Get shot by the IS-3 and the lower front plate, or the upper plate even. He was angled backwards a little bit, but yeah, the upper front plate isn't that strong. The superstructure is of the Jagdpanther. It will bounce quite a lot of shells. The steering wheel punches a flame. It recognizes that the Jagdpanther II is in a better position, or a better tank in this position. You see right there, SEI shoots and hits the upper structure, but it just bounces off very, very easily. SEI has the stock turret, so it is quite easy to penetrate the upper top of his turret. You could potentially go for the... ooh, that one just missed. Well, I would say that they need to go for the driver's head, that he can penetrate. That one just went to the right of it. But the SDI, I think he hit him just on the gun mantlet. It does not penetrating. That one just bounced off twice. And that one bounced off because the SDI was angled pretty well. So next shot, just go up the turret of that guy. He is hold down, just shooting between the cupolas, between the hatches on top. You should potentially shoot at them instead of between them. But a side shot, that is fine as well, unless you of course shoot the front from the side. That can happen. I'm not saying that it is very good. Yeah, just go for the cupola right there. Easy target. And that is always gonna penetrate with this gun. IS-3 over there on the left side, not looking at the job at all. Got a good roll, 600. And the IS-3 is in a position that he will not penetrate the Jagdpanther II from this side, and the IS-3 gets taken out. Only 2 enemies remaining, but now he's at a disadvantage because one of the big advantages of the Jagdpanther II is its mobility. And having a broken down engine does not help with that quite a bit. So he is quite mobile still, doing 28 kilometers an hour. But it's not as mobile as before. Before it could do about 40 to 43 or 45 kilometers an hour. I'm just saying that on top of my head. I don't have the Jagdpanther II myself. I went for the Ferdinand. Like the tank quite a lot, and the Jagdpanther II is quite a beast as well. The Ferdinand is quite a beast also, but a lot of guys know the weak spot from the Ferdinand as of yet, or right now, and they do not. Well, you do not need to know the weak spot from the Jagdpanther II. You just need to know that you will not fire about the superstructure at all, because that will bounce off most likely. So shooting at the hull, lower front plate, upper front plate for some big guns even. And yeah, because it's a Panther II chassis or hull, it will get engine shots and engine fires quite regularly if it gets shot on the front. So keep an eye on that if you're playing this tank. I was doing a little bit of waiting before the T-28 prototype or the Jagdpanther IV to show up. They do not, and he's just waiting because, well, his engine is quite dead and he's not mobile at all. T-28 prototype gets spotted by the AMX 5100. Be careful not to flip your tank, of course, because that will be quite silly. Especially because you cannot flip your tank in this game just yet. Wargaming has said they are planning on doing so, planning on reworking the physics somewhat, so that you can actually flip your tank. So I think we will see some hilarious and quite silly stuff happening in the near future, most likely. MX-5100 gets shot from somewhere. Don't think it was the T-28 prototype, to be honest. Maybe the Jagdpanther IV on the hills. Our T-28 prototype is moving through the hills, and our Tiger is moving through the most southern line. of the T28 prototype. Hopefully that T28 prototype is distracted with the AMX 1500 and the Tiger can roll up behind it. Yes, no shots on the T28 prototype, so we're just gonna wait here until he does, or doesn't even need to. T28 prototype does take out the AMX 1500 though. I'm just sitting here waiting until he gets a shot, if he needs to. But no, the Tiger won from the back with that amazing cannon that he has. He just takes out the T28 prototype with fairly easy actually. Of course, the sights and rays of the T28 prototype are not as good as one might expect. The front though is quite well armored, but sights and rays not so much. There's the Haupttrager Jagdpanther IV. Gets a lovely shot on the side, only leaving him on 198 health. One more shot should do it, especially if the Jagdpanther IV decides to move backwards. But he just saw the danger from the right side and decided to move forward into the or at the rock. But coming from the back, vroom vroom from the back, the T28 prototype. So now he is surrounded from 3 sides. He can move forward but get shot by the Tiger and a good job in his Jagdpanther. Or move backwards, get shot by good job, and the T28 prototype, or sit still and get shot by the T28 prototype and the Tiger. So that was a fairly nice game, quite good damage, and let's look at the base XP from this one. So that was good job in his Jagdpanther II on the Pearl River map. And as you can see, it is his ace tank car and he got high caliber for it. And the total credit earn of 104,782 credits received and 5,142 experience. It is doubled, but it is only doubled and he already got 5,000 or above 5,000 credits, or credits, experience, that's what I'm talking about. He got already above 5,000 experience for that. So let's see the base XP on the team score. He got 1714 base experience, and not only that, but the 2 other guys that were still alive, the T28 prototype and the Panzerwagen Tiger, both got above 1,000 base experience. So that was a very good game from the top 3 of the allied team. The enemy of Haupttrager Jagdpanther IV tried, but he couldn't try hard enough with such a team, especially if you're top tier. The IS-8 has 0 damage in. He did something. He shot 8 times and he hit 3 times, which 2 of them penetrated, but 0 damage done. He received 5 hits and all 5 of them penetrated. And well, the only thing that he did was spot an enemy and did 444 spotting damage. That's the only thing that he did. But let's just move on to the detailed report. Good job, fired 22 times and hit 17 times, penetrated 13 times. Not an especially high penetration rate for this gun, but he did do over 6,000 damage, so that makes up for that entirely. He did block some shots, 780 damage to be precise, but the most of the experience that he earned was just by sheer damage, and it was quite a lot of it. So good job, good job.